Hello my scrappy friends, big welcome to my channel today. The 1st of July means another new challenge for Scrap the Boys. This month's challenge is this mood board and it says add a cut file or cutting die. I have pulled out my Big Shot and I have got a photo of my boys and I've got this die from Uniquely Creative, I think. It says love. I've got these leftover pieces from a cut file using fab foils from quite a while ago, but I hung on to them because I knew I could use them, and I'm going to create the title Heart Love, and I'm going to use these for the heart and this for the love. I've also pulled out this fun die. This one's from Stampin' Up. I got it in their clearance recently and I love it, absolutely love it. And I've also got this stamp and die set from Ellie's Studio. Dies are on the back. So I'm going to create on some cardstock kind of a wash of these colours and then do a bunch of die cutting. I'm going to do the die cutting off screen because you probably don't want to see that, but I'm going to pop you on fast forward and I hope you enjoy. Alright, so here we go. I have got my smooth white textured cardstock here. It is the cardstock that is my preference. I will link up in the top right to the video that I go through that, go through my white cardstock preferences with you. I am using my grid mat here, which, I mean, I don't think you've ever seen me do before because I tend not to line things up. And my T-square ruler just to mark out 2-inch I think, lines on my background paper. I did my best to match Distress Oxide colours to the mood board, and the colours have come out a bit brighter than I thought they would, but that's okay, I'll run with that. So that first colour that I used was Seedless Preserves, and that's come out way pinker than I had anticipated. I was completely intending for it to be purple. Yes, I was intending for it to be purple. Then the blue, which looks purple, that I've put down is Chipped Sapphire. So the colours are coming out different to what I thought they would, but I go back in and do a little bit of mucking around with it. The green is Lucky Clover, and you can see I'm just adding my colour to my mat, adding a little bit of colour to my paper and a little bit of colour to the ink and then brushing it on. This is what I'm going to die cut from, so it doesn't need to be perfect. I did start, as you saw, on the right hand side with the Seedless Preserves, and it ran way more than I had intended it to, so then I kind of jumped so that I was leaving gaps in between so that the colour didn't completely blend together. I hope that makes sense. The lime green there is Twisted Citron, and you could see I did a couple of different, I did 2 or 3 coats of that. I actually ended up going in and swiping the ink pad along that as well. I did want to make sure that the Twisted Citron didn't look yellow. This is another sheet of, this is textured American Crafts cardstock. It is not gessoed or anything, and I have just lightly put in those pencil lines. This is the photo that I'm scrapbooking today, and yes, I got my kids to pose for it. Yes, I got my kids to draw and cut out these paper love hearts or heart loves, and that is what I'm scrapbooking. I've got my love word that I've die cut 3 or 4 times and stacked together so that I've got that dimension. And I found that I didn't have enough, or I didn't have a H in the other letters that I previously cut on my cameo, so I had to go into my stash and find more dies so I can give the dies box about 12 ticks. And so that's what I'm going to make my title from. So like I said, I've penciled in these lines on my background, and it is for this exact reason. I did want to essentially colour block, and I'm going to just add splatters in the same colours that I've used to die cut my hearts. So all my hearts are die cut and off to the side now, and I am coming in with lots and lots of splatters. I do come in a bit later, I think, and add more after I've done them all as well, and I don't make you watch all this because it is not the world's most exciting thing in the world, and it's just the same thing over and over again. You can see I've left a gap in the middle there. That's where my photo's going, so I didn't feel it was necessary to add splatters underneath there. And just keep bringing my photo back in. So I jump forward. Like, I think I've said this to you guys before, I'm having some issues. I don't know what my phone's doing, but you can see I've stitched in the background. Each of those pencil lines that I put in, I have done 3 rows of stitching. The middle line is gold, and then to the left is the colour on the left hand side, and to the right is the colour that's on the right hand side. So that first on the left, it goes yellow, gold, lime green, and then the next one is lime green, gold, and then a darker green. You can see here I've also added in my die cut hearts. These were all of the ones that are on the page right now are from the Ellie Studio My Heart die set. I love the stitching line around the outside, it's so cute. And you can see I am just using my distressing tool and adding a bit of texture around the edges of those hearts, and I'm going to go in and stick what I can to the photo. So you can see there I've got that cluster with all the things for my photo, and I'm going to add some tissue paper behind. I just wanted to add something a little bit behind the photo just to give a little bit of separation. You can see I lost one of my hearts. I'm going to fix up the layers behind my photo with the tissue paper, and then I can move this whole thing, and I think I add foam behind the photo as well. I have sped up this video only 2 times the speed, I think, for just about all of it, except for like the repetitive stuff that I do over and over again. I'm going to trim this down. You can see I've also added stitching around my photo. I love the grins on their faces. They crack me up. Now, the reason that I have titled this page Heart Love, and this is what my journaling reads essentially. My older boy has got a language development disorder, and he's always had trouble with language in general, and often gets words, uses the wrong words, or will get them around the wrong way. When he was little and we were naming shapes, he came out with Heart Love. For a while I tried to correct him. If you are a speech mum out there, you probably understand exactly where I'm coming from. You know, the idea of correcting their speech, it just becomes a habit. And so when he started coming out with Heart Love, I did for a while try to correct it, and then I went, hang on, what are you doing? Heart Love is actually really cute. So by the time my little one was born, it was a Heart Love, and that was it. Like there was no going back from that. And now the pair of them call them Heart Loves, and I think it's the sweetest thing ever. My big guy is 11, my little guy is almost 9, and they still call it Heart Loves. And I'm just like, I just have to document this because it is so cute. So that's why I chose the Heart Loves for the background. And I really love the way this layer came out, and the kids grow up way too quickly. So I just wanted to make sure that I had this documented, especially while they're that much bigger and prepared to pose for me, I guess. All right, so you can see I have gone in with matching colour thread. So the same thread I've used on my background there, and I'm being really stingy with my glue. I really like to make sure that it's very empty before I get rid of it, because I don't want to have to, get rid of a not empty glue bottle. The things we do, right? Okay, so I've gone back to my fine liner, which was almost empty as well, but that's okay. I'm going to start sticking my things down. I've added some glue over the thread so that sticks eventually. And I'm going to pop my photo on, and it's got the second part of my title, so the word love and that heart there. And you can see I've lined up all of the colours, all the hearts, all the thread, it's all in the same colour. To darken up the seedless preserves, I added chipped sapphire over the top and did exactly what I'd done before. And also to the chipped sapphire, I added faded jeans to make it more blue. Yeah, it's fairly obvious when the hearts are laid out like this that it's blue and purple and not purple and pink. But when they're not on this page like this, it's not so obvious. It's funny how colours can change what they're next to, like with what they're next to and stuff. So I've gone through and I've stuck all of the hearts down, I think. And I've just used my T-square ruler to stick down my word heart. I have used the fab foils again, I think I mentioned that, to cut the word heart and the love. And I think that I laid up the word heart 3 times. So twice on white or scrap cardstock, and then I have put the gold on top. One of the things that I really love about this fab foils as well, which are available from Spiegel Mum Scraps, is if you do get gunk on them, like I often get gunk on everything, it's really, really easy to clean off. Super easy. Now you saw too that I had sprinkled some little hearts all through the layout, and in the gold I had cut them using another punch from the offcuts of my fab foiled cardstock, and I decided I didn't like them. But I do have all of these little tiny hearts. You can see on the right hand side that I have die cut those Stampin' Up heart embossing and cutting thingies. I didn't end up using them. I couldn't get them to work, but I have popped them aside. I have made one card with one of them, and I've got the others aside, probably to make cards or something. I'm going to go through and like rough up the edges of all of these just for a bit of extra texture and dimension. And off camera I also add in some more of the dark blue thread behind where the dark blue thread is. I wasn't happy with how it was looking. All of the others looked kind of different, so I do add in some more dark blue thread. I'm just going to trim off the edges here. I did add a couple of dots of glue to the ends of the thread so they stayed where I put them. I'm going to add my journaling underneath where the title is and kind of nestle it around where the hearts and the thread and stuff are. And then on the green heart above my photo, I'm going to put June 2021 because that's when the photo was taken. And I really love how this page has come together. Make sure you do head over to the blog to see what all of the other girls on the design team have created. We have got a fabulous team with so much inspiration. You'll also find the sponsors over there. I've got quite a few different close-ups. In the video, the gold looks really golden. It is gold like that. In some of the photos, it does look a bit rose gold, and it's not. So I just wanted to make sure I clarified that. I'll make sure I leave links to everything in the description box below. As always, thank you ever so much for stopping by. I cannot wait to see what you create for Scrap the Boys for July 2021, and I shall see you again in my next video. Have a fantastic scrappy day.